possible and allow you the opportunity to buy some houses from us. Okay, so post-foreclosure Midwest, we've reviewed, and we already understand that the loan balance is often much, much higher than the current market value. So our Midwest properties go right through pre-foreclosure. Nobody's really striking a deal with the homeowner because the property is so upside down and there's no opportunity to make any money. Then as the properties go into foreclosure auction, even though the banks may discount the opening bid and want all cash offers, the property is still so upside down that they pass right through the foreclosure auction stage. Investors know that they're not going to bid on a property that doesn't make sense, so they go back to the banks, and there's thousands of properties going back to the banks in the Midwest area. And at that stage, once it's a bank-owned property, the bank is going to have to now get that non-performing asset off their loan balance sheet. And that's where brokers and bulk buyers come into the picture. They create relationships with banks and financial institutions and credit unions to say, hey, we have buyers that will be interested in this inventory, and we're able to get extremely deep discounts by purchasing in bulk directly from financial institutions. And we're fortunate enough to have partners and pools of money that we can go and buy property $5 to $10 million at a time, and we have great bank relationships with some of the larger financial institutions, and it allows us to get those steep discounts that we can then pass on to our investor clients. Okay, so the concept. Let's review the concept. Start off, we buy properties that are in livable condition. So when I say livable condition, we present some criteria to our banking relationships that say we want higher tier bulk REO inventory, defined as it has to be in livable condition, better neighborhoods. So we're providing some criteria to ensure that we get high quality bulk REO inventory. And once we do that, by purchasing in bulk at $5 to $10 million at a time, we're able to get our price at less than $21,000 per door. And oftentimes the original value of these properties is much, much higher, so we're getting incredibly steep discounts. Now, we know that these properties will resell very fast if we sell them between $30,000 and $40,000 on the installment sale contract. And as we mentioned earlier, that's simply the legal contract that allows us to sell on easy terms. John Doe comes and sees our marketing that says, own this home for $500 down and $350 to $400 per month payments, and the homes sell very quickly. There's an incredibly high demand right now for low-income housing in the Midwest area. Okay, now, the key to this business model that we're presenting to you guys, and the key to the concept, is the installment payments to own must be less than the monthly rent of a similar home in the neighborhood. So an example is we go in and determine that the fair market rent in these neighborhoods is $550. Well, we establish the sales price on the installment sale contract to deliver us $350 per month payments. So you're able to market, own this home for $500 down and $350 a month, and John Doe across the street is renting for $550. He sees that he can own for $350 a month, and boy, the floodgates open, and we receive an absolute avalanche of activity and calls on our marketing. And so at that point, it's really a screening process to determine who's the most qualified buyer for our home. And we'll get into some of the due diligence we do there later, but we definitely screen the buyers and ensure that they've been paying market rent at $550 for 12 months or more. We're extremely confident that they'll be able to own at $350 a month. And this is absolutely the silver bullet of the business model, to sell on the installment sale contract on easy terms. Now, as bulk investors, we get a 20% plus return per year. If you do the math, 350 times 12 is $4,200 per year in expense-free income, and I'll explain that in a minute. So that's a 20% cash-on-cash return. We're now the holder of the note. We hold the deed for 24 months of consecutive payments prior to it becoming seasoned and then being recorded as a mortgage. And this puts us in an extremely powerful position. The note secures our interest in the real estate. The installment sale and the deed records that. It is our legal security against the real estate. If we choose to hold the property for the term of the note, for the 15 to 20 years, then for the first 24 months we have the deed. And after the mortgage is recorded at the 24-month mark of consecutive payments, then the mortgage note is recorded and we're placed in first lien position just like a bank. So essentially we become the bank. And the beautiful concept, the beautiful aspect of this concept is we've just secured ourselves an expense-free income stream. We're not renting and we're not a landlord. You know, we've sold on an installment sale. Now we're the bank. So we don't have to worry about maintenance or tax or insurance. The end owner covers those things. So essentially we've created a triple net lease in residential. And for those of you who are familiar with commercial investing, a triple net lease agreement is a larger corporate tenant that pays for maintenance, tax, insurance. They pay all the expenses that are normally associated with an income property. So this is a phenomenal concept and a great prepackaged exit strategy for both single investors as well as bulk investors. Okay, so this is what our marketing looks like when we go in and promote the property for sale. Hey, own it for a low down payment of $500, no qualifying, no credit checks, simply for the monthly payment of $350 a month. Call 888 XYZ ABCD, and you get a flood of calls. We've done 700 properties to date with this business model. Every single property has sold within 90 days. So it's an incredibly marketable concept, and there's a huge demand for this low-income housing. And we're just excited. I mean, we're just eating people for breakfast with this business model. This exit strategy is very powerful. The system and the process, our company buys in bulk $5 to $10 million